Peace to the tribe. I am Nudiamonds here, and we are live. I'm gonna let Soul Tribe come on in. I hope everyone out there is feeling good, feeling this energy. I hate to say I told you so, but I told you so. I hate to say it. I hate to say it, y'all. I said it. If you've been watching my videos, if you have been watching my videos, okay, I dropped a video yesterday. I said something was going to happen tomorrow. Something's going to happen October 1st. Peace to the tribe. I said something was going to happen October 1st. Blue, 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 blue. Let's rewind it back. I said on my last live that the power was going to go out. And I said that the power of the government was falling. I called this a week ago. I don't mean to toot my own horn, but toot, 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 toot. I said it. So I'm going to let the tribe come on in. But nothing is as it seems. Nothing is as it seems. We about to deep dive into some things, okay? We about to deep dive into this energy. Peace to the tribe. Shout out to the tribe. Tribe got the best vibes. I love y'all. Shout out to my members, okay? Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I love y'all so much, okay? Shout out to the Soul Tribe. Shout out to the Soul members. Okay, speaking of the Soul Tribe, okay, thank you so much, Tori White, for this shirt. Okay, check out the shirt tribe. He done sent me this shirt. It's fly. Okay, we got the pyramids activated. Okay, big shiners called conscious tees. Okay, if y'all want some conscious gear, some conscious t-shirts, tap in with the tribe. Okay, his name is Tori White, Conscious Tees. Okay, shout out to him. Thank you so much for the shirt. I love it. Yeah, yellow, baby. Yeah, because we shining bright. Okay, don't forget to shine your light. Okay. And yeah, the everything is activated within us. Like I said, the power is going out. There's a shift in power. We broke this down on my last live, okay? Everywhere else around the world, they are rebelling against the government. Meanwhile, our government just shut down. Ooh. Hello? Somebody, is y'all catching it? Yeah, don't forget to like. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notifications. All right. This gonna be one of them ones. Okay. Also, shout out to Jagetto. Okay, Jagetto sent me some stuff. Like I said, I got the best Soul Tribe alive. Okay, Soul Tribe got the best vibes. Okay, shout out to Jagetto. He sent me these tees. Okay, I can only wear one t-shirt at a time, you guys. He sent me these tees. He makes figurines and sculptures for the kids. Okay, so yeah, support melanated art. Okay, he made these for my daughter and my son. Okay, it's a little like, what? This is so raw. Like wood. It ain't got no BPA free. Like, you can't even let your kids play with the toys. There's so many chemicals on the toys. So shout out to Jagetto. Okay, tap in with brother, with the Soul Tribe, with the family. Okay, tap in. Again, I love y'all so much. He makes like handmade toys, okay? Handmade puppets, handmade figurines. So if you guys would like to support, tap in with Soul Tribe. And again, because I've been getting people, where do we send gifts? If you guys would like to tap into sending me gifts, my P.O. box is Fitzgerald Drive, box number 1039. Okay, Pinole, California, 94564. I'll put it in the description box because people have been asking, where do we send gifts? Where do we send stuff to be reviewed for shout outs? Like I said, I'm here to support the tribe, right? I didn't have nobody shout me out when I was coming up, right? Nobody wanted to, so I'm gonna take that initiative and shout out Soul Tribe. Okay, y'all wanna, send it to me. I'll shout you out, bro. I'll shout you out, sis. Okay. Again, if you guys like to just send cash apps, donations, all of that is in the description box. My cash app is Nudiamonds101. PayPal, all the rest of that stuff is in the description box. If you guys would like to support your girl products, okay, jewelry, chokers, earrings, crystals, readings, any of that, please check out my website, nudiamonds.net. Or you can just like, okay, subscribe and share. All right, those are all things that are free. All right. So yeah, I had to get that out the way because y'all, the government is shut down. The government is shut down. And people are all in, the government shut down, please, please. We've been talking about this. I've been talking about the power outage. My ears are ringing. We've been talking about this shift in power for a while now. Have we not, you guys? Have we been talking about the shift, the shift, the shift? Every video, I'm like, dang, Spirit, do I got to name this one the shift again? Spirit's like, the shift. I'm like, okay, this is the shift that we've been waiting for. And nothing is as it seems. And honestly, now the government shuts down every so often when they can't come to an agreement in the office about certain things, right? But this one's a little different. I say this one's a little different because like I said, everywhere else around the world, they are rebelling. Okay, we are the only, I got to be careful. We talked about this last live. What are we going to name the government? Because I can't keep saying the government. They're going to send the trolls on my page like they did the last live, and I don't got time for it. So in order for this to, we got to speak in code, right? Because I'm on their platforms, and it's all good because I moved through the matrix. I'm fucking Neo. I be maneuvering through this matrix. Okay, shout out to all the chosen ones. We've been maneuvering through the matrix. We know how to get through, right? But for this, I'm going to say the mint that's governed. The mint that is governed, okay, instead of the other way around, because I'm just going to say it backwards, right? The mint that's governed, right? And the mentality, right? As this is a governing of your mentality, a governing of your money, a governing of everything. They govern over everything when you're supposed to be a governor of yourself. You're supposed to be governing yourself, right? You're supposed to, that's a part of our birthright, is to have free will. So this is what we're really getting back tapped into. And it's crazy because they send out the deployments, right, to Oakland, to Chicago, to all of the ghettos, right? Shout out to ghetto. They sent it out to all the ghettos, all the hoods in America where there's black people, heavy melanated people. Why did they do that, right? Why not send it to the urban communities, right? Some people like to say, oh, they did this because of the government shutting down. They did this to let the police step down because there's, the government shut down, you guys. It's a lot that goes into what is happening right now, but it's been in front of us this whole time. Everything is being set up. The stage is being set for a new rise in rulership to step forward. That's why I said when one thing falls, another thing rises. This is why I'm like, y'all, I really hope y'all been watching all my videos because every video is a piece to the puzzle and it all comes together right now. Okay. Now, like I said, peace to the tribe. Peace, peace, peace. I love y'all so much. Like I've been saying, I don't do the fear mongering. I am here to enlighten. So make sure you have your shit together. Make sure you have all of your emergency equipment stuff. You need to have your water. You need to have your backup foods. You need to have your generators. You need to have your solar power. What the fuck ever you need to get it right now. I'm like, y'all, I'm dead ass because where my singing bowl? I hope you guys are listening. Make sure you have all of your stuff because the last time we had a government shutdown was in 2019. Why is she so quiet? Why is she pausing? Who remembers what happened in 2019? What happened in 2020 when everything shut down? So I've been talking about this for a while now. Y'all need to get ready. Get your shit together. Get your shift together. If you don't got it already together, baby, this is the time. Message. And if you ain't gonna get it together now, when are you gonna get it together? Don't have them get it together for you. Okay? I'm gonna leave that there. So yeah, exactly. Now it was a multitude of shutdowns. Like I said, I pay attention to the patterns. I pay attention to the cycles, right? The last shutdown was in 2019. Okay. Then the shutdown before then was, I believe, when Obama was in office. I really hope y'all paying attention because when Obama was in office, we went through a recession. We was in a recession. Some type of governmental, like, decrease, where everything is chaotic or it's a low economy or we don't have enough money or there's war or there's something. It always seems to happen with these government shutdowns, and these are the prelude. Like I said, it's always warning before destruction. It's always a warning before destruction. Okay? And then before that, it was 1996. And that was when Bill Clinton was in office. And y'all, we're not going to go in too deep. But like I said, if you catch what I'm throwing, put some flames in the chat. All right. Now, I just wanted to go over that because I had to see, I had to let the tribe know. I'm not leading nobody into no burning house. I'm a good shepherd, okay? And I ride with a tribe of wolves. We all lone wolves, but we all part of the pack, okay? Now I'm about to light this Palo Santo. We're about to tap into some good messages. See me personally, you want the good news or you want the bad news? Give me the bad news first. All right, get that bullshit out the way. Let's get the BS out the way so we can finish tapping into this good energy, because that is this physical realm, right? That's what's happening on the physical. What did I say? When things fall in the physical, that means something is rising spiritually. Hello. We are rising and we are coming into our spiritual power. Tribe, do you hear me? What's the odds that they shut down the government October 1st when we got an interstellar object coming to Earth? Don't worry, I'll wait. I ain't never in my life seen the news talk about no damn aliens. It's been all over the news, worldwide news. It's a comet. Then they bring on the experts, and the experts like, comets don't move this fast. This is a ship. Or it's a comet. They got to say that because they don't want to. But they gotta shout out to B-Dale. Like he said, they always gotta put the truth in your face because it's part of divine law. And we're gonna make it funny. It's aliens are coming. What's the odds the government shut down right before we got some beautiful, benevolent energy that's about to enter in our atmosphere and our frequency? And then my whole thing is this this is all aligned with Halloween. This is all aligned with Scorpio energy, baby. This is all aligned with ancestral, underworld, spiritual energy, divine, cosmic, light, love, and law energy. It don't get no better than this. It's like we incarnated at the most divine time possible, right? We're going into the golden age with a bang, right? All of this tech, like I said, 30 years ago, talking about aliens was so taboo. We got people on the news laughing about aliens coming. What? Meanwhile, the government just shut down. All right, now, I hope y'all picking up what I'm putting down. Like I said, nothing is as it seems. Nothing is as it seems. This is where all of the illusions are broken. Illusions are being broken right in front of our eyes. A veil is being lifted right in front of our eyes. Do you see now? Now, do you hear me now? Do you see me now? Good. Okay? It's a lot of shifts going on. And it's not just outside of us. See, they want to instill fear. Like you said, the rapture. Oh, first off, if you're a true Christian, you know that not even Jesus himself knows when God is coming back. Nobody knows when Jesus or God is going to come back. That's rule number one. So how is the world going to try to pick a date where God, Jesus, the rapture, or anything is going to happen? They've been saying the world is going to end forever. It still ain't ended. That's why I don't fall for none of that end of the world bullshit. Now, the end of the world as we know it spiritually is change. Yes. See, this whole rapture thing, this whole end of the world thing is not a physical thing. It is a spiritual thing. Right? The old world dying isn't the whole world burning. It's us purifying and elevating to a higher level of consciousness. That's the new world. That's 5D. That's ascension. It's a spiritual thing. Then we start to see everything in front of us terraform. Okay, see, I didn't drink my tea, and that tea got acacia in it. So it got acacia, damiana, and soursop in it. That tea ain't no fuck around. So this might get a little high and heavy, okay? But it's time. It is time, okay? But like I said, nothing is as it seems. They want you to look right, but really you should be looking left. They want you to look up. Really, you should be looking internally. You should be looking down. You should be looking into yourself. Don't pay attention to the celebrity gossip. Don't pay attention to these distractions. They're trying to distract you. They're trying to harvest your energy in harvest season. Be mindful of what you're consuming. I tell you guys this all the time, and I don't say it for no reason. Be mindful of what you are consuming. Be mindful of what you're watching, what you're eating, what you're listening to, who you're letting in your energy, okay? Be mindful. We are in those times, and we want to make sure we have an abundant harvest, right? Not a spoiled harvest, because we're letting other people harvest our fruit from our labor. We put in the work to get here, right? Also, there's going to be a lot of past life time energy coming in, okay? So be mindful of that. All right. It's going to be a lot of exes, a lot of old friends, a lot of old family members, a lot of old shit just coming up. It is what it is. Be mindful of this. Okay. Like I said, I've been talking about this in my videos, but Spirit wants me to relay and repeat these messages. So you guys, you can't say, oh, I didn't. Yes, you did. Diamond gave you a warning. Your Spirit gave you a warning. I'm giving you confirmation. All right, this ain't the first time you heard it. This is just a remembrance. You're remembering. Remember, remember, remember. Do you remember? Do you remember? Okay? We are tapping into our ancient ways, to our ancient DNA. We are remembering, and this is the great remembrance, right? Back to that future energy, right? With all of these planets, outer planets being retrograde right now. Okay, this is time to get back into your bag and remembering the spiritual training, remembering your physical training, remembering how far you had to come to get to where you're at, not looking back, not dwelling on the past. If you're looking in the past, it's to see and it's to remember how far you have come, all the things you have to sacrifice to get here. What did you have to sacrifice to get here? Okay. And was that sacrifice worth it? Yes, because I'm closer to the divine. I'm more one with myself. I'd do it all over again if I had to. If it was going to get me here mentally, because the spiritual game, the spiritual knowledge, the spiritual wisdom that I've acquired is priceless. It could never amount to anything physical. And when we all die, when we all perish, when we all leave this realm and ascend to a higher realm, those spiritual things, that spiritual attunement sticks with me. Not this money, not this house, not this car, none of this. You can't take none of this stuff with you. Okay? That's why we always operate from integrity. We always operate from our heart. At least on my tribe. In my tribe, okay, on my channel. Okay? Shout out to the tribe who got the best vibes, okay? We don't play that around here. We take accountability for our actions. We are healing. We're doing the inner work. We're leveling up. We're teaching ourselves. We're enlightening ourselves. We're enlightening others. We're lighting the way for others if they want to enlighten themselves, right? We're healing ourselves. We're doing the work. And we, like I said, we incarnated for these times right here, right now. Okay? It just so happens we're in the perfect place and space, literally, physically, emotionally, astrology wise. We're in the perfect place and space in the galaxy for us to be receiving certain codes, certain information, right? We're like antennas. We're like satellites. I don't know if y'all watched that movie Elio. It was a little alien kid movie about this kid being different, feeling like he never belonged here, and he was getting transmissions from outer space. And he was basically a galactic ambassador and didn't know it because of how he operated from his heart. That's us. Okay? We always operated from our heart. We always thought different. We always do different things. We always thinking beyond this realm, thinking beyond, right? Even as children, we always thought outside of the box. We was always different. We was always a black sheep, etc., because we were chosen. We were chosen to help push this lineage further with a different way of thinking, a different way of knowledge. So that way, these ancient wisdom, these ancient texts, these ancient teachings will not be lost within our lineage, within our bloodline. We had to do it. We had to be sacrificed. We sacrificed ourselves to get here, for the ancestors to pass us back the baton. And that's exactly what's about to happen. This three-eye atlas, it's all happening internally. See, your ancestors are in your blood. Your ancestors breathe through your blood. Your ancestors are living in your blood. You have your ancestors' blood running through your veins right now. That's why a lot of us have remembrance of past life, remembrance of past things. We don't know why we keep having these dreams. You may even be remembering certain dreams that you had as a kid that you didn't understand, and they're making sense now. Okay? Okay. All right. Yeah, it's a very, very good movie. I suggest all of the chosen ones. If you feel chosen, if you feel called, watch it, because I broke this down on my I can't remember what movie review I did, or what. It was in July or June, but I did a review, and I was talking about how all of the kid movies that were coming out were about aliens, right? So Lilo and Stitch, Stitch is an alien. Sonic's an alien. Alio's talking about aliens. So they've been preparing us. Shout out to B-Dale again. He always say they put the information in the movies. They put the light codes in the movies. It's predictive programming. Okay? It's really not entertainment. Okay? So yeah, watch these movies because they're going to give you hidden gems. They're going to give you certain clues to what's happening. And like I said, a lot of us are just remembering, as a lot of these things are ancient DNAs being activated. Okay, we are being activated. We are rising as the government is shutting down. Okay, you're rising in your power, the true power. You are the true power. Birthright. Okay, tap into knowing who you are. Tap into your DNA as that is being activated right now, and it goes so very deep. Okay, with the light codes, with the activations. All right, but I just have to come on here and tell y'all, it's not what it seems. Things are not as they seem. Nothing is as it seems with this shutdown. I've been talking about this on my videos. When one thing falls, another thing rises. And then nothing is a coincidence. Nothing is coincidence. Why October? Why Oct? Why the 8? Why the 10? There's going to be so many transformations this winter. And I've been telling y'all, this Scorpio season, it's like something new is about to be ignited in Scorpio season. Nothing will not be the same after this. Nothing will be the same after this. Okay? Because it's going to go into Scorpio season. There's going to be an initiation. Sagittarius season, things are going to take off. And Capricorn season, the goats will be crowned. Royalty will be crowned. Winter season, and it's going to happen on a spiritual level. Okay, Aquarius season, the collective, things are going to shift collectively. Pisces season, we're going to get back in tune with our spiritual ways, finish breaking off those last bit of illusions. And then when March, the end of March, April, that rebirth, all of the planets will be out of retrograde. We will be so, there's going to be a whole nother level of initiation that happens in 2026. And I don't know, what I'm getting is that's what they're trying to stop with this shutdown. That's where it's going to be even more distractions, even more shutdowns, even more barriers, even more weather anomalies that are going to be controlled by them, by the mint that governs. Okay. It's going to be way more things going on, way more chaos, predictive programming chaos, and fear instilled into community at that time, because there's going to be so much high level upgrades from the sun, from our ancestors, from the divine, right? Because there's going to be a lot of things rising at that time. As we are rising and waking up, the sun starts to rise and wake back up in spring, right? Springing forth. There's going to be so many things that happen in that change. Okay. But I'll break all that down later. I'll break it all down later. Yeah, so I'm going to be dropping my full moon in Aries video tomorrow at 11 a.m. Be sure to check that out. Also, I'm going to do my 1010 portal video. That one's going to be very powerful. And then I'm also going to be dropping a 6 months predictive programming. 6 months predictive programming by 6 months prediction video. Predictive programming, whatever. It's you know, it is what it is at this point, but I'll be dropping a video soon. But to make a long story short, everything that I predicted in my last 6 month video, it happened. Okay, so it's gonna be a sense of way more profits coming online. If you know these people are in tune, listen to them. Okay, even your gifts being enhanced at this time. Listen to your intuition. Listen to your gut. That's why I suggest detoxing so much, because you cleanse out that gut. That way you can hear that gut intuition, right? As that microbiome communicates with your brain cells, with your neurons, with your nervous system, and it communicates with your brain. That way you're able to hear that inner voice, and you're not hearing parasitic things or demons or demonic things or go get them, go kill them. Now you're hearing go get it and you the shit. Like, keep going. You got this, right? It's balancing the ego, because you do need the ego, right? If you're feeling down, your ego pick you up. But you get in tune with these things, the more you get in tune with yourself, the more you heal yourself and break through certain illusions and loops. Okay. Woo. All right, hold on. Let me put some chapstick on, cause all right, now let me check out this chat. I see the chat moving. I appreciate y'all so much. Let me see what y'all done said. Okay. Um Wow, you said the sun never sets. Sign just agrees to spells like dates. And I love that, because the sun never sets. The sun setting is just what we see from our perspective here on earth, right? That's one thing I've been deep diving into, is perspectives of things, right? As they say, this is fall, right? We're in fall because the sun falls, but the sun only falls from our perspective. The sun doesn't go anywhere. The sun doesn't move. We're on earth and the earth is moving. The sun never really rotates. It's the earth that's rotating around the sun. It's rotating on its own, and then it rotates around the sun, and then the whole solar system. So it's like the only thing that is constant is really change. And we should be changing, elevating, and evolving with the times, because that's how you get left behind. Okay. So always think about your perspective and your perception, and always open up your mind to different perspectives. Now, I'm not saying allow everything in your energy. I'm not saying absorb. I'm saying observe, right? Just looking at things from different perspectives at this time. Okay. And this kind of goes back to the government shutting down, right? They said the government shut down due to them not meeting up to funds, or them not agreeing on certain funds, which to me is the value. They're operating from a false sense of value. Meanwhile, spiritually, we're rising in our spiritual value. We're rising in our true value, which is ourselves. So we're getting crowned. We're being knighted at this time, as we get in tune with our birthright. We're getting in tune with who we truly are. Okay. And we are very powerful. Despite us losing our memory and getting amnesia at birth, we are very powerful, and we're tapping back into that remembrance. This is a great time of remembering. And during that Halloween time, when the veil is lifted, there's going to be a great sense of remembrance. There's going to be a great sense of spiritual power, ancestral power that is activated within all of us. Okay. Let me see. Yes. Watching that movie. Good. I need to shut down so we can commune together and realize they are not for us. Exactly. Shout out to my brother Nasir. Exactly. It's exactly because the government is to govern, like I said, is to govern the govern the mentality, govern the minds, govern the community. But we should be governing ourselves, right? That is that Moorish law, that Moorish science, right? Getting in tune with your indigenous ways, right? That's why I say tribe, right? The chiefs, right? The Indians, getting back in tune with the treaties, getting back in tune with your birthright, right? We are supposed to be governing ourselves, right? Not having someone else, not having an enemy govern us. That's crazy. Then, like I said, expect us to be healthy, expect them to have our best interests at heart, right? But they don't, because we all know everything is poison. right? The kids can't even eat the apples because they didn't put wax on the apples to make them last longer, make them have longer shelf life. But the wax, if I bite an apple, is gonna poison me. Why? And why am I even being charged for apples when that's grows on trees? Like it's so that's the system, that's the cycle, that's the matrix, right? So we're supposed to be opening up our minds and breaking out of this matrix and breaking out of certain constructs to enlighten ourselves, which is what the rest of the world is already doing. We're the last ones, right? This is why, like, people like to say Babylon has to fall, right? The Tower of Babel must fall, and for us to rise, right? Like I said, one thing fall, another thing rises. So I love that, Nasir. Thank you. That's a beautiful point. Ease retrograde. That's all emotional as the weather. Yeah, you know, I love when people get all crazy about retrogrades. Oh, it's Mercury retrograde. Don't drive. Don't sign. Don't breathe. Don't do anything. But it's like, it's just a time to reflect. Retrograde for me is going back, right? And retrogrades are an illusion. It's an illusion that the planets are going backwards from our perspective on Earth. If we're on Saturn, Mercury would not be retrograde. So that's why I'd be like, yo, people take things literal when you have to look at it from different perspectives, right? For me, a retrograde is something going back, retro, vintage, grade, level, right? So a vintage level of going back and getting back in tune with yourself, right? That's what it is for me. Looking back on things, yes, certain things may happen. That's law. That's life, right? And just adjusting to those things, but you can rise above anything. You can even rise above certain astrological things with your mind and how you perceive them and the way how you alchemize certain things. Okay, if you a true alchemist, you can use anything to benefit you, even pain, even trauma, right? You turn those trials, you turn those triggers into power, right? You turn that pain into power, right? And you do that by doing the work and healing yourself and using alchemy to rise above lower frequencies, or getting in tune with those lower frequencies and vibrating them higher, right? That's how I like to look at it. I'm a true alchemist, okay? I be deep diving, right? I dwell in the subconscious mind and in the shadow realm, right? Don't nothing scare me, right? We don't operate from fear. We operate from faith. We operate from the divine, being one with the divine, right? We don't operate from that root chakra, and let those things control us, because that's how a lot of people are governed. They're governed by fear, and they let fear control them. They let fear dictate their outcome on everything. Well, what if this happened? What if you operating from fear? You're not even able to go past the first step because you already put yourself in a fear mind state that you can't even break out of consciously, right? So that's why they say, you know, it ain't got to be physical slaves no more, because they already got a lot of people minds, and the mind is the matter. The mind is the body. The mind is the temple, right? So if you ain't got your mind together and somebody else has control of your mind, then they got control of you. So this is why I always say, mind your mind. Be mindful of your mentality and what you're consuming at this time, because those things get into your subconscious mind, and then you're subconsciously operating from a different way without even knowing it. Okay, aka you watching horror movies all day, go to sleep and have a nightmare, because subconsciously all of that stuff was being programmed in your brain. So you need to be mindful of what you're consuming, right? Certain subliminal messages on the TV, certain frequencies, certain lights that they put on the TV, and certain things subconsciously do something to us. Colors, everything. So this is why you have to be mindful of everything. Okay, like I said, protect yourself, protect your crown, protect your energy, as we are priceless. Okay. Okay. So yes, if you guys had any questions, do you guys have any questions? Again, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. If you guys would like to donate All of that stuff is in the description box. But I just really came on here to talk about this energy and talk about how I've been talking about this energy already. I just dropped a video yesterday and I said something was going to happen today. And not even, you know, it at 12 a.m. midnight, they said the government will shut down. Okay. Then also, like I said, that power outages, earthquakes, and Gaia speaking video, that live that I did, I was talking about the government shutting down. Okay. So I really just came on here to say, hey, you guys, things are not as they seem. We've been talking about this energy for a while, and this is just the best time to get in tune with yourself, because when one thing falls, another thing rises, and we are rising in power. And look at the coincidences, because it's happening in October. October is one of the most spiritually highly active months for the rise of spiritual ancestral energy. Okay, so pay attention. Pay attention and keep your antennas up. Keep your first eye open and stay vigilant. All right. Let me see. Somebody else said something. I've been feeling like the wounded healer lately. Also, for real. Happy Hoodoo Month. Yeah, see, it's just, you know, if you in tune, you in tune. If you feel it, you feel it. I advise everybody, you know, get into those practices, right? Meditation, spiritual cleansing, mind your spiritual hygiene, your physical hygiene, your sexual hygiene. Be mindful of who you let in your energy. Be mindful of who you giving your energy to, what you're giving your energy to at this time. All of that needs to be noted. And make sure that you are writing everything down, as we need to be writing our story, not his story. Okay, because we want to be passing this stuff down to our future generations, to our future. Okay, we want to tell our story. Okay, so yeah, that was pretty much it. I just wanted to come on here and just chop it up with you guys, see how y'all was doing, see how y'all was feeling. What are y'all opinions about this also? Like, do y'all got any opinions or anything y'all want to talk about when it comes to this energy? Like, I just feel like, you know, it's hidden things that are happening, and hidden things are being revealed at this time. Like when they say something is shutting down, well, it's always the opposite. It's always polarity to that. So if it's a physical shutdown, that means a spiritual uprise. So that's how I look at it at this time. Okay. So let me know. I'm going to get a chat a little time, because I know sometimes it'd be a little lag. And yeah, pay attention to patterns. Patterns are going to be very like prominent this time. Okay, so make sure you're paying attention to patterns, because I noticed a pattern with the last two lives that I did. It was a lot of trolls, and it's because I was holding the screen vertical. I got more views, but that's because it was vertical. And I noticed when I hold it like horizontal, only Soul Tribe come in. Like the trolls, I don't know, it's something about the trolls, right? So be mindful, as trolls will try to come and interfere with your high frequency and your high vibration. But yeah, cut shit out, right? Push shit to the left. Turn things, look at shit from a different point of view, and get into with your true value. What is it that you truly value? And I honor high vibes. I value high vibes and high frequencies and high vibrations. I don't care about the numbers. I care about quality, not the quantity. I love good quality, and we good quality people over here. Okay, so yeah, pay attention to patterns. There will be old karmic loops that come up at this time that will try to test you. So just be mindful of that, and don't fall into no traps, and elevate and rise higher and keep your frequency high. Okay, but getting more into doing movement, it's rewarding and can even be like the mind wandering story. Read that. What? Hold on. can be even more like a mind-wandering story. Read that. Like globalist agendas, keep in tune with the laws changing in legacy medias. Yes. Yeah. Get in tune with, yep, the laws that are being changed right now. That's why I said be mindful of the distractions, because they say look here, but really they're signing off laws, they're signing off things, they're shutting down the government, they're sending troops to your area, right? Meanwhile, they're saying look at Diddy, look at Kai Cenat, look at I Shall Speak, look at these media, looky, looky. Look what I got. Look over here, you know, little kitty cat dangling a little carrot in front of the. So pay attention. Pay attention to all of that. Good point with Koch. Okay, good point. So what do you think about kids celebrating this Halloween stuff? I feel like it's nothing wrong with it. Setting your intentions, setting your intentions and attention. Okay. So I don't think it's nothing wrong with any holiday as long as you set your intention, right? Create your own holiday, right? It's okay to celebrate. It's okay to do rituals. It's okay. But what is the intent behind it, right? What is the purpose behind it, right? Are you putting love into it? Like I love Halloween. I feel like it's a day for people to express themselves and tap into that inner child and have fun. Some people use it as a way of hiding, use it as a way of being creative, use it as a way of connecting with the ancestors, right? Because it's really the saints day, right? All Saints Day, All Saints Eve. So you're supposed to be using that to connect with the ancestors, right? If you haven't watched Coco, right, another good movie you should watch, Coco, and honoring your ancestors so that way they don't be forgotten, right? You're supposed to honor your ancestors. You're supposed to be getting in tune with them and connecting with them and remembering their ways. Like I said, your ancestor blood is running through your veins. So if I'm gonna be honoring anything, it's gonna be them, right? They paved the way for me, right? So that's what I think about Halloween. All Hallows Eve, right? When the saints go marching in, that's how I feel about it. It's supposed to be a day of honoring the dead, honoring the ancestors, and lighting a candle for them, right? The jack-o'-lantern being lit is a way to scare away the negative spirits, right? Like I said, that fear, right? If you being in fear, you ain't gonna even take the next step, right? So people being scared of spirituality, that blocks a lot of their blessings because they're already in the fear mode and they don't want to tap into their ancestral way. Because back in the day, you know, back in the ancient ways, they didn't have media, they didn't have all this fear. They just had culture. They just had the tribe. And this is what the tribe do, right? We tap into spirits, we boil herbs, we get the buffalo, we use every part of the buffalo, the bones for knives. Like this is tribe. We use they fur for skin, we use their skin and their fur for fucking leather and shoes and moccasins, and we build huts out of bamboo, and it's a whole nother different way. But it's like now in this day and age we have so much technology, we thinking that's ancient, but ancient is God. Ancient is the way of the gods, right? So I think us remembering that way of getting in tune with the ancestors is a way of us connecting with ourselves, is a way of us connecting with our higher selves at this time. So I love Halloween. I don't really celebrate all of the holidays, as I like to give it my own meaning. I like to tap in with the ancestors on any quote unquote holiday. I always give thanks to the ancestors because they was here first. And I like to get in tune with the astrological alignments because a lot of these holidays are set up with astrological alignments, right? Like the 4th of July, that's really Sirius rising. That's that red, white, and blue is the way that Sirius twinkles at that time, okay? When that Sirius gate portal starts to open, because it's open on that 7/7. It opens on the 4th of July and it leads up to the Lion's Gate where everything is in divine alignment. But that's a whole nother story and we're not gonna go there, but that's just my interpretation of Halloween. Okay. The author's computer games is really pleasing experience on a bunch of levels and deal with branching timelines and stories and fun. Yes, movies and games, absolutely. It seems nowadays I don't know who an agent is or not. You'll know. They always come out the woodworks and they'll come out in divine timing, like the Matrix, right? What Morpheus say? Anybody can be an agent, and they can transform into an agent at any time. Okay, so like I said, just stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. All right, and operate with people and communicate with people and vibe with people on the same frequency as you. Those people, like I said, shout out to Soul Tribe. You know those people aren't agents. All right, you know the people ain't gonna flip on you for saying don't eat at McDonald's. Right? You're not supposed to be eating anything that's poisoning you, that's making you sick. Okay, they got over 1 million ingredients in it, and you can't pronounce none of them. I'm about to cuss. If it's a French fry, the only ingredient should be a potato. As simple as that. It shouldn't be diethylglycosamine, methylcannabinol, soda, carbon, blue 42. If it's a potato, if it's a French fry, nah, I'm good. All right. So yeah, that's my take on the agents. Okay. Then there may be some collective principles to lean on, calling upon the ancestors of the land. Yes, exactly. Tribe communion, more valid. Oversoul is understanding the structure when thinking of what you say. Exactly. Get in tune with your soul, get in tune with your spirit. Okay. Peace, family, with a sprinkle of salt. Yeah, but that's the after fact. The salt is the after fact. I'm talking about the ingredient of the fry. Okay. If it's a fry, the ingredient of a fry should be potato. Not even salt. That's after. That's seasoning. That's the salt bay, right? You put that on after. Okay? Energetic experiences that pass over a bunch of people in space show a different perspective in how one would watch out for an agent. The importance of tribe. Absolutely right. You said right. Okay, I'm just, I hope I'm making a good point. Old fish and chip shops. Yeah. Tap in, sell, this is where you tap in with tribe. This is where you tap in with people you vibrate with and spend money in those communities, right? You want to shop with melanated people. Like I said, shout out to Tori. Shout out to Mo. Thank you for my Kaleido Silver. Thank you for my Brother Rich cigar, okay? You want to shop with melanated people, or shop with your culture, or shop with your community. Every other culture do it. Right? This should not be by black. No, that should be instilled in us. Right? I don't even see Indians. I don't even see Iranians. I don't even see Chinese people shop outside of their communities. Hello? So that should be a given. I shouldn't have to say, go support black people. Go buy black. Let's boycott. No, we shouldn't be spending money with these people in the first damn place. Hello? Wake up. They got a little Mexico in every town. They got a Chinatown in every town. They got a little Indian. What? All we got is the hood. All we got is the ghetto. What? Make it make sense. Meanwhile, gentrification, then people want to be mad about gentrification, but you selling your grandma house. So who should be, you can't be mad at nobody but yourself. Hello? Somebody. You got to take your power back, and you got to hold yourself accountable. We're supposed to be shopping, spending with our own, period. Everybody else do it. We supposed to been do it. And our dollar holds power. We could shut down a whole corporation like that. Okay? So you're supposed to be spending with your brother and your sister, and okay? Like I said, figure it out. Y'all go to Amazon for everything. Yeah, that's cool too, but you need to be looking up black or melanated or indigenous people to shop with. And so what if it's expensive? Because people want to brag about J's. Oh, my J's was $300. But then, oh, I ain't got it. Or, oh, I don't like that. That's one thing I don't like. Y'all brag about how much money y'all got on the internet to everybody to look cool. But then when it comes to spending with your own, you ain't got it. I flex different. We flex different. I'm gonna go buy my people stuff. I'm gonna support my people. I'm gonna shout out my people. I'm gonna cash app them some money. I'm gonna tip them some money. I'm gonna go buy that $350 Sister Myra spiritual session because I'm investing in myself. I'm investing in my people. Not building up nobody else's corporation. We need to be building up our own, like you said, governing our own, building our own. That's what we need to be doing. And that's why a lot of stuff is falling. This is when something falls, like I said, something else rises. So we need to be building our own at this time. Okay? He said every 2 blocks in Detroit. Everywhere. Exactly. Liquor store and churches. That's all the hood got. We just now starting to rebuild. We're just now starting. Shout out to Naturally Herbs. Shout out to the Black communities. Shout out to the whole Atlanta. Right? I've never seen so many melanated people working together. It is places, right? But I shouldn't have to be really thinking like, damn, what's another place? Damn. No, it should be like that everywhere. Everywhere we are, that should be our shit. The whole block should be lit. We melanated everything. This is where we take our power back. And I ain't got nothing against no other race. I'm very international. I'm very interstellar. I'm very universal. But when it comes to, like I said, us melanated people, yeah, we need to spend with our people and stop being so, what's the word I'm looking for? Scarcity, right? Being so holding on to our dollar, being scared to spend with our people. If so, what if they ask them for 500? Spend it. Like, you gonna spend that on Amazon like that, Amazon Prime like that. You're gonna spend that on Black Friday, when Black Friday is when that was the slaves on the black market. What? Black stock market? What? Like, really do y'all research on stuff. Like, y'all don't even know what y'all be investing into with these certain holidays, right? Or y'all do know and y'all don't care. That's crazy. That's crazy work. So we gotta do better and invest in ourselves, and don't be afraid to invest in yourself. And I could pop my shit because I invested in myself with only $60 left and turned my last $60 into a business. So shout out to everybody who out there pushing a hard line, working for yourself. And even if you is working for the government, if you is working your 9 to 5, that shit don't matter. Make sure you invest in your mind and yourself. Make sure you invest in your mind into your culture, into your community, and investing in yourself to level up. Because like I said, it ain't always about the physical, but we is in a physical realm. So it's got to be some balance. Just make sure you leveling up, period, with your people and whoever else wanna level up with you. Because when you really break it down, it's about the soul, right? It's about the soul. It's about the spirit. And like I said, I'm very universal. We some very universal people. It ain't always about just black. Because some black people don't give a fuck about us. Some black people will set your ass up. Right? They look like us, but they not like us. Okay? So it's about the soul. It's about resonating with people's soul. I love every culture. I ain't got nothing against no culture. I done broke bread with every... But yeah, I'm going to spend a little bit more with my people because they do it. Oh, well. I don't care. It is what it is. Okay? And like I said, I love everybody. But come on, we incarnated in this vessel. I incarnated in this vessel for a reason. I incarnated in this sex for a reason. You incarnated in your vessel for a reason. So find out the purpose and elevate that. Okay? Then it goes, like I said, because it's levels. We got to go beyond, right? And resonate with people's soul. If you close your eyes and this person's soul, this person's spirit resonates with you, it don't matter because some people are blind. What about the blind people? They can't see nobody because everybody think all this racist shit is stupid. Like, I'm blind, I can't see nobody. I don't know if I'm black or if I'm white. This shit none of that really matter. I know that person, every time they talk, they got an attitude. Every time they come forth in the store, they talking that shit. This person rude, this person mean. See, you got to go off of the energy. You got to go off the energy, right? If people, and that's another thing, it's all about customer service for me. I don't care what, if you got good customer service, baby, you're getting a tip. Okay, I don't care what race you is. Okay, you treated me with some good energy. Oh yes, you good in my book. Okay, so yeah, that's for that. Peace, peace to the tribe. Money has to go in a circle at least 5 times within the community before it even goes out that fast. Yes. Yes. We all know how the black dollar is. That's why we need to make sure we are circulating that within our communities like every other community. That's all I'm saying. And then, like I said, it goes beyond the physical flesh because some people, they operate from greed. Some people, they don't care about integrity. They don't care about enlightening the people. Some people are selling people poison, right? So you kind of gotta go off the energy. Energy is the currency. Okay, so that's why I love to go off of people's spirit, go off people's soul, and go off their energy and their frequency. Yeah, I want to spend with my people, but if you ain't doing nothing but harming the people, if you doing nothing but poisoning people, yeah, and I only got 2 options, I'm gonna go with the other option. Okay, so yeah, I'm about integrity overall. I'm about spirit and energy overall, but we got to get it together. Okay, and I'm just speaking because I know everybody on the tribe, y'all get what I'm talking about. Y'all know where I'm coming from, but it's gonna be some people that watch this and they're gonna be like, well, what is she? Well, you got to do some more work, baby, because that obviously the message isn't for you. Like I said, if it resonates, it resonates. Okay, but okay. But yes, this is about us coming together as a collective and rising together as a collective. Shout out to you, Jane. Like you said, it's about the tribe. That's what it's about. And if the tribe is coming together and creating a beautiful family, peace, Tyvale, peace, family. If the tribe is coming together and the tribe is elevating, okay, and rising and working and healing and pushing through, oh baby, that's all the divine wants is to experience something greater and to push past old barriers that were once holding us back, pushing past these old loops, pushing past these old traumas, things that are on the brain, things that hold us down. We're pushing past that weight to be light. Okay, so that's what we're doing right now with this shutdown. This is the perfect time to get in tune with yourself. Like I said, gather your tools, whatever tools you need to gather. Okay, make sure you're stocked up on your tools, whether that be water, light, whatever, patience, grace, prosperity, whatever it is. Get in tune, because like I said, we getting ready to go for a roller coaster ride. We're getting ready to go for a ride of our lives. All right, it's given, like I said, 2018, it's given 2019, and I've been saying that that's the type of energy we in. We breaking past that loop, but this time it's gonna be different. It's gonna be different this time around because we're more enlightened. Okay, I'm gonna read y'all last comments and then I'm gonna get out of here. 3 things I learned from the beginning of my spiritual journey: patience, accountability, and authenticity. Yes, I love it. You have ascended, my brother. Okay, because some people, they don't even want to take accountability for nothing. Okay, so just, yeah, those are 3 major things. That's the Trinity. That's the Trinity. Okay, I love that. Love definitely time to get in tune with your neighbors. Absolutely. Absolutely. The ones that like we've been talking about, have good energy, that are in tune with good spiritual energy. Okay, no matter what they may look like, because like I said, nothing is as it seems, meaning that there are certain illusions that we are breaking and we have to push past at this time. Okay, so yes, I love you guys so much. We are rising higher. We are going higher. We're getting in tune to a higher vibration. Make sure you pour into yourself. Make sure you love yourself. And continue to stay high. Continue to be of light. And remember to shine your light and don't dim your light for nobody. All right? Peace, wholeness, love, and light. I'm out. I catch y'all in the video I'm dropping tomorrow. Yeah. Love y'all.